Hey, welcome back to That Stupid Podcast. Rev here. We got a brand new episode. This one's called Teleprompter Fail. We talk about roundups from CES, a little bit of Audi self-driving cars. Michael Bay melts down on stage. We interview Casey about a little book, or two, or maybe even three. And RJ actually apologizes to me. All that and more. Hey, welcome back to
That Stupid Podcast?
Yeah.
I've heard that we're a network now.
Oh my God.
It's a thing we do. I don't know.
Yeah.
My name's RJ Ashton Graves.
I'm the Rev.
That's right.
And this is That Stupid Podcast, part of the whole, as he mentioned, network. And we're going to kick things off this episode with a little,
It's the same thing we do every week.
I know.
It's our only real ongoing segment that we continue to...
Well, I have a lot of things to bitch about that are on the internets, and I want to snope something for you this week.
Snope it for me.
All right. So if you've been on Facebook, and
I'm never on Facebook.
I know.
Don't lie.
If you've been on Facebook this week, you've probably seen something along the lines of Facebook is blocking Kirk Cameron's thingy Unstoppable. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't know if you know this, but Kirk Cameron is being blocked by Facebook. His movie is being blocked by Facebook.
Oh my God.
It's a thing.
We have to put a stop. This is serious business. We have to put a stop to this.
Somebody has been wronged on the internet.
Oh my gosh.
So we should, and it's a religious organization. If you don't know anything about Kirk Cameron, he was a born again Christian.
He was a horn dog on Growing Pains, born again Christian, does a lot of religious movies.
He did the series Left Behind or Don't Get Left Behind,
right.
or
it
was a big series. It was about the rapture
thing. Yeah.
Like if we were to say Kirk Cameron and rapture, you'd be like, that movie.
His sister apparently just recently in an article. This isn't about the Snopes thing, but she just interviewed an article and she said that what makes her marriage work is that she's submissive.
Wow. All right. Well then, that's good. That's not setting women back farther than the Twilight series did.
Yeah. So, ooh, nice. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So this particular Snopes thing is about, again, Facebook is blocking Unstoppable. That's the name of his new movie. It's coming out on DVD, I think, in March. I don't remember when now, but
enjoy your free promotion.
And that's exactly what's going on. So there is a little bit of truth behind this particular Snopes, which is actually why I wanted to talk about it. Back in July of last year, when the movie released for the first time, there was a little clusterfuck in the algorithm that blocks things automatically for
their
Facebook.
Facebook page got taken down because they posted something that was determined, and it was actually reported by someone as offensive. It was characterized as offensive material. Facebook has an automatic system that checks all this stuff, or at least will temporarily shut down the page if they think it's been stolen, if they think there's any nudity, if they think there's anything just crazy wonky that's going to happen. And they did. They pulled it.
And it was down a day. Day and a half. It
not
wasn't
very long.
And, they once they realized that, no, this isn't legit, they put the page back up and it's fine. So this is not a false Snopes, it's just an outdated one, and it's just in time for his DVD release.
Well, it's even worse, because it's not that it's outdated necessarily, because it is, but more along the lines of they're using it for free publicity.
Yeah. It's totally free publicity. There's absolutely zero question about that in my mind.
Don't say...
Facebook doesn't want you to see the movie Unstoppable.
Please see the movie that Facebook doesn't want you to see. I don't know why I'm holding this like, Batman, yes, you should see that Cameron movie.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, listen, take 2 minutes to check. Again, whatever.
Don't trust anything on the internet, and if you do trust everything,
don't trust anything on the internet.
Well, don't just blindly trust anything on the internet.
But that's. I thought you were supposed to.
I'm a French hand model.
Oh.
If you do believe that, ladies,
Bonjour.
I'm available, and I'm a French hand model.
Yeah, exactly.
Bonjour. Bonjour now.
So just seriously, stop being stupid.
And on top of that, for me, before we go ahead and cut, Kirk Cameron is actually, what they're doing is Facebook doesn't block you from anything, and they've said, oh, well, you can't go to this website because Facebook's blocking it.
Right.
Facebook doesn't block anything. It is a website that you can link to other websites.
Yeah.
And they're using this to funnel all the traffic through that page, which they've kind of shut down. They're like, click here to check out,
Right.
And they're funneling you all to their actual website so that they can sell ad revenue.
Yeah.
Because that's what good Christians would do, throw stones and all that jazz. I'm just saying.
Send all correspondence to...
all hate mail to redjeans@thatstupidpodcast.com.
All right. Thanks, guys.
So, Steven, I'm going to do something that I don't ever do. Like, ever. I kind of owe you an apology.
Oh, did you have a sorry?
I do have a sorry, and I don't ever apologize for anything, people, because I'm kind of a jerk.
He's not lying.
This is completely true.
Kind of a dick.
But I have to apologize because I did something called threadjacking.
It happens.
Threadjacking, in case you're not familiar with it, is when someone sets up a thread on a bulletin board, Facebook, anywhere on the internet. And somebody else shows up and they kind of steal your thunder completely.
Right.
I did that to you. I have pulled up here your event for a movie that you wanted to go see.
Yeah, so later this month, I, Frankenstein comes out. Aaron Eckert, Bill Nye,
Yvonne Strahovski.
Yvonne Kahatsky.
The hot bitch from Chuck.
Yeah, her. So it looks like a good movie. I know the comic wasn't that great, but I like all three of those actors a lot. And I'm actually a really big Aaron Eckhart fan. So I
love Aaron Eckhart. This thing, okay,
let's see it.
The thing about this movie is it's from the producers of, guess what? The Underworld series.
Right.
Not, in my opinion, a very amazing.
I liked Underworld.
It's the Matrix with vampires and werewolves. But moving forward with this movie is based on a graphic novel. It's been caught up in development hell for the last 5 years almost.
Right.
This was actually planned to film right after he did his part in the Dark Knight.
Right.
With that said, they've literally been trying to piece this movie together since then. Right. It was in pre-production hell, then it was in filming hell, then it was in post-production hell. Yep. Steven wanted to see this.
Still do.
He's going to see this.
I credited him on Facebook.
He invited me to his event on Facebook. And it was I, Frankenstein. He made it look all nice. And Steven got the big theatrical poster up, stuff like that. And the invite. And Facebook, being the jerk that it is, when I said, I'm not going to this event, I'm not going to go, it was like, please give us a reason why you don't want to go to this person's event.
Right.
And what did I say? I said, Facebook asked me for a reason. I can't go because I'm afraid to spend money on a movie I will probably hate.
Right.
Which is, I wasn't trying to be a dick, but I wanted to be honest.
You're just being honest.
Yeah, I didn't
have a problem with that, by the way.
I did not realize that this was a public event.
Yeah.
And that everyone on my friends list could see it. Because I watched throughout the day. You said, I can't agree. It's a great cast lineup, so I'm going to go even if it's alone. 2 other people posted.
Well, I also said, like, fuck you guys, or whatever.
See, I didn't see that one, but somebody, I almost did the name thing, and we almost had to cut that out.
I had to beep out a name last week.
2 people. One person posted, oh God, that movie looks disgusting.
Right.
And another person posted, which I actually found to be hilarious, and this was my exact thought process, was sexy vampires worked, sexy werewolves worked, why not sexy Frankenstein? That's a Hollywood creative team. And really, to be honest with you, I mean, it was
funny. I laughed.
Any female who's there and is not a horror fan is just there to see Aaron Eckert half naked through the entire movie. Dude's a good-looking guy. I'm not going to lie to you.
To see Aaron Eckert,
the most confused boner of my life right now. But I watched as the entire day. It was like, this person has liked this comment. This person has and I just felt like a jerk. I was like, I didn't mean for it to be such a big deal where everybody is like, oh yeah, I like this comment because he is a jerk and he's an ass. So I am sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to threadjack or event jack. And I knew that you wouldn't take my comment offensive.
I didn't.
Yeah. Right. But then when that stuff started stacking up, it would have bothered me. I would have been pissed. I'd be like, fuck all you people.
Well, I did say fuck all you guys, but I honestly don't give a shit.
Well, I know, yeah.
So
I mean, you're gonna go see the movie either way.
Do we need to hug it out? Oh, you guys.
Okay, buddy. You guys, you smell good.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
But yeah, so I wanted to apologize about that, and this will go down in the history of the show. Most likely, the only time I will ever say I'm sorry, and that will
challenge accepted.
And that will go down. If you ever send us email, if you ever send me especially, and you're like, I'm so angry because of something you said on the show this week. I don't care. I really don't.
Yeah.
I will always respond to any email you send me.
He
but
said
chances
Happy
are,
Juica, for fuck's sake.
I did. That was Happy Juica. So, but I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to threadjack, and I wanted to go ahead and put it out there, you know. So, Other than that, I think that's my apology.
You're coming to my Super Bowl party.
I will be at the Super Bowl party. It's going to be Super Bowl-tastic.
And I'm playing, because, Super Bowl's on Groundhog Day. Mm-hmm. So pre-Super Bowl, instead of pre-game shows, I'm going to playing Groundhog Day.
Over and over and over again?
Over and over again.
I like that. It's going to be like Christmas, except instead of the Christmas Story, it'll be a movie that I really like.
Yeah. Well, for Christmas, I would have just played Scrooged over and over and over.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Anything that Bill Murray did before 95 is classic, and you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
And then well, that's off on another tangent. Either way, I've done my apologies. So, enjoy that. Take that tidbit, pop it away, keep it as a nice memory in your pocket, because the next time I'm an asshole, you're going to pull that out and be like, I remember that one time. I remember. It'll be all okay. Good, dude. One tear.
So,
all right, cool.
Thanks, buddy.
No problem.
Good night, RJ. No. So, Ashton, I want to talk about my app. You had an app of the week last week, and I didn't do one, so I want to do one this week.
Okay.
I want to talk about, and this has kind of been really a big deal for a lot of people. I know you don't give two shits about it, but I have an iPhone. Love my iPhone 5S. It's a great little device.
It's a fantastic phone.
And it has a few things. When it comes to Apple, there's always a little thing here, a little thing there that I'd like to maybe change. So
just one, just a little, you change everything about everything.
I do change. Yeah, I'm a customizer.
Don't let him lie to you.
I'm a customizer. What can I tell you? So for me, the app of the week is the Evasion jailbreak for 704,
which is actually fully working and functional. At
fully working, untethered jailbreak. The only device I haven't jailbroken yet is my iPad Mini. I've jailbroken my iPad 4, and that was the first one I did because it's the device I care the least about.
Absolutely,
wanted to make sure it was going to work.
You were testing it,
pretty much.
Because if you bricked it, it was just like, whatever.
Pretty much. iPhone was second. So after about a week of playing with the iPad 4, I did the iPhone, and I got to tell you, it's there's not as many apps yet that are iOS 7 compatible.
That's probably the truth.
There are several that I like. Barrel, which is one of my favorite jailbreak apps. It changes the way your icons move when you flip page to page. That's one I like. The control center. If you just the control center, like for example, when I hit my clock, guess where it goes? It goes straight to my alarm.
That would be so nice. See, I could dig that, and the reason that I do that because if anybody out there tells me that you don't use your phone primarily as an alarm clock,
you're an idiot.
You're a liar.
And a liar.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no question about that.
So I got that. I got the, of course, the center buttons at the top, but I have a few new ones.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I can go straight to settings,
okay,
which is nice. I can reboot, respring, go to safe mode if I need to. I can trash every application in the background. Free up all the memory.
See, that is super convenient, and those are things that I wish Apple would add, or at least give me the option to change. See, if it was stuff like I'm not a customizer.
Right.
I like stuff to just work. It comes out of the box. I put apps on it, and
Absolutely.
I'm done. And maybe it's because
the iPhone's a great device, and it does just work. I'm not gonna say that it doesn't, but this does a little more now.
Maybe it's for me because I spend so much of my day fixing crap that when I actually go to use a computer or anything like that, I don't.
You ever want to move like more than one program at a time?
Oh wow. These are things that I would actually consider jailbreaking for, and they're small, silly things, but they just make it more efficient.
That's all I do it for is the small, silly things, because they're all the few little things that just aren't entirely there for the iOS for me.
Which is a big thing. Like, I think if Apple, I don't want them to. I don't really care about how many icons I can pack on the screen or.
Oh, my iPad 4.
I know you have a thing.
You saw my iPad 4.
Yes.
I've got like 60 icons on the screen because there's enough room for them.
But for me, I want my phone to work as efficiently as I do, and I'm a very efficient person.
No problem.
The way that he's got his set up over here, and hopefully we'll shoot some B-roll and show you guys what's going on with it. That's really cool. It's super efficient. Those are all things that I would use. Because let me tell you what, if you use your iPhone a lot, going through killing background apps, because I don't care, even if you have background refresh turned off, it still drains battery.
Absolutely it does. Especially the GPS-based apps. They're horrible.
Man. Sometimes I just go in and turn GPS off.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, I've done that too.
If I know that I'm going to have my phone on me and I'm not running the risk of losing it, it's gone. It's turned off because I don't care. So what is your favorite app besides the one you're using? Have you done anything gaming related with it yet, or have you done
from the jailbreak standpoint? So I haven't, but because and this goes back to another discussion we'll have at some point, but one of the reasons people jailbreak, and I will talk about this,
free games,
is the free games in the local app stores where you can fake your purchases for things. I don't condone any of that crap.
I also do not condone any of that.
So
it's against my pirate code.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $1, people.
Yeah,
really.
Exactly. It's $1. I mean, good God. Now, I do the Barrel app that does the icons, that cost me $3. I did pay for that.
You paid for it, though.
So, because there are some jailbreak apps that people have written, and they're just obviously not in the App Store.
But they're great, and you'll buy them. I mean, that's the thing. They know that people need these apps or want these apps, and they will pay $3. I'm very much so okay with certain levels of microtransactions.
Right.
Anything as far as immediate digital distribution through your phone, I am super
would
pro.
Would you like to see my favorite app?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Shoot me. Oh, I see what you did there. Shoot me a text message there, good buddy.
All right, hang on for just a second. Yes, I mean, I didn't use my finger on the thingy. I don't really care anymore.
It
was cool, but now I just don't care. Testes 1 2.
Oh, nice.
Actually, it says testes tested trees. Say that 5 times fast. Whoa! I don't like that.
Here's I like it.
Why?
Look at the front.
Yeah.
Respond later. Call right now. Open. I can do quick replies right in that app.
Oh, that's convenient. So you can just
if I had another app open, it would just still do that right in front of that other app.
I kind of don't like that, but I kind of do. And the reason I kind of don't like it, I hate when people look at my phone and try and read my text messages. If I get a text, it shows me just your name or your phone number.
I also have contact pictures in my text.
I have contact pictures as well.
See?
Well, not in my text, but
I'm talking about it brings them over.
Hey, look, my iPad has it, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But seriously, I hate it when people try and read my text messages. And it's not that I'm hiding anything. It's just like, get out of my privacy
bubble. When the phone
bubble.
is locked, it doesn't show a preview.
Yeah, it's just... Because that's the thing. Even when my phone's on or whatever, it literally just... boom, somebody sent you... And I'm cool with that. That's what I want it to do. Yeah. So, I mean, that doesn't... Not for me, but for you, it seems like that's
one of my big things. So that and the multi-mover... The
multi-mover seems awesome because
it's just fantastic.
If you've ever tried to move anything... It's a nightmare. Yeah. And I know it sounds stupid because I'm dragging, but I'm one of those people who, if every single one of those icons
you want to move,
well, not only that, but if my icons aren't in the specific order, I will lose my shit.
I'm still setting the iPad Mini up because it's I've got so many programs on it.
Yeah, I will go nuts. And then you're trying to put it between two apps, and it's like, oh, you want to put these in a folder? I'm like, no, I don't want to put it in a folder. No.
Right. Exactly. So. Maybe we'll get you a jailbreak.
You know what? Maybe in a future episode, I might test out the jailbreak. Is there any other apps or anything else that you tested for us?
Not for this week. I've got some stuff coming up. This is an app I will be talking about.
Waze?
Pretty soon.
He uses that a lot.
I can't tell you how much of a fan of Waze that I truly am. So I will be doing an app specifically for that one. I'll do some real life. I'll take camera out in the car. We'll get somebody to shoot from the passenger seat. We'll do some real life Waze.
He's gonna make me the camera guy. Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's the long short about that one.
And I'll do it on the iPad Mini because that way you can get a good size of the screen. I do use it on the phone for short trips, but on long trips I actually use the iPad Mini. That's why I got
the battery's better. You don't have to worry about
the phone going dead.
Much bigger screen. Yeah, huge screen.
And what I did is I bought a CD slot mount iPad Mini holder.
Yeah, and you just
shove
it right in there.
It's amazing, and it's the perfect spot for it. It works great. So we'll be shooting that.
We'll look for that in the future. That's probably going to come up on our apps of the week. Yep. Maybe we'll just take a road trip. Maybe a little shindig. Maybe just a car trip. Nice. Maybe go driving.
Maybe we could do road trip apps.
We could totally do road trip apps, and we could tie that in with the Hunt Play stuff.
Absolutely.
So, by the way, we're going to have a Hunt Play challenge coming up for you guys this week. So stick around for that. We'll be back.
Hey, so Rev here.
Tontine here.
And it's that time we talked a couple weeks ago. We were going to do a little gamer challenge.
And you all get to see me humiliate this poor man.
Oh, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good, actually, with my Tekken skills.
I kind of went to the arcade for a little bit and...
Oh, did you warm up on me?
Yes, I warmed up, but I warmed up on arcade. There's a big difference between playing a console and an arcade.
That's true, but all right. So now when I kick her ass, it'll be even that much more sweet.
You're about to see this man cry. It's going to be beautiful.
We'll see.
Get ready for the next battle. Round 2. Fight! Get ready for the next battle. Get ready for the next battle.
Hey, so that was an interesting matchup.
A lot of button mashing.
Yeah. Some stuff you didn't see because we didn't record. We actually played a little Marvel vs. Capcom 3 today too, and it went
insane.
My God!
All 6 characters on the screen at the same
beating
time,
the crap out of each other at one point. And I mean, it was like,
what are we doing?
Yeah, I had no idea. I've never been that much of a button masher in my entire life. So, hello, Adipose.
I love this thing. It's amusing me so greatly.
A little stressed doll.
No, the past 10 minutes I've just been sitting here playing with it and reading a Barbie book. Long story.
Really has been. Well, and they'll hear about the Barbie book on a later podcast, actually.
It's horrible.
It's very bad. So let's talk about little Tekken 6. We played on the Xbox 360, as you guys just saw. It was a little more evenly matched, I think, than either one of us wanted to admit going into it, because she thought she was going to rape me, and I thought I was going to kick her ass.
Well, I did rape you with...
Oh, man.
At the beginning.
At the very
first
beginning,
time we played it.
Which didn't get recorded because the thing screwed up. Yeah. She wiped the floor with me because she cheated. You practiced.
I practiced at an arcade. I did not practice with a console,
you
though.
Practice, though.
My hands have not been on a console for the past 2 weeks.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Sad.
But it was good. I mean, I think so. We're gonna call it a draw. I think. Yeah. Overall, you got some good ass whipping in. I think I got some good ass whipping in.
You did. It was when we had the wooden creatures.
Oh, the Mokujin.
Yes.
The Mokujin fights were epic, and actually the ones that you didn't get to see, I think, were even better than the ones that you probably did get to see a couple of footages of.
It was hysterical. There was tree raping involved.
It was awesome.
It was better than Evil Dead.
So that's half of our challenge. We do still have a Carnival side of that challenge coming up. Mm-hmm. I don't know when we're going to get some time to do that, but hopefully
we're going to have to go out of state for it. They closed down that arcade machine, so...
Oh, my gosh.
My road trip. I know. We'll be on the road recording this.
Trip. So, nothing wrong with that.
And soon I will actually be bringing a Pokemon segment coming in.
Stick around for some Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. You got the original. I'm sorry for all of those who've gotten into Diamond, Sapphire. The only ones that I consider to be the Pokemon games is Red, Blue, and Yellow. But I have a friend who plays all the others, and she will explain why they're something to invest time in.
I look forward to hearing that.
It'll be fun. And I look forward to reading this beautiful book.
Yeah, this is Barbie, I Can Be a Computer Engineer. I will be talking about that because it's setting women back. It's setting women way back. It's bad.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. Plus, we still do have Soul Calibur as well.
Well, we got Soul Calibur to play. We might even, I mean, not this time, but we might play some more Marvel vs. Capcom just so you can see the insaneness of that game.
It'll make you go into a seizure.
It really will.
Because at first I was like,
neither one of us have a clue what the hell we're doing, and I think that's part of the problem.
No, it isn't part of the problem. It's part of the solution. Why we kept winning.
It is. And we've also got, and I do have Mortal Kombat for the Xbox. So we'll be playing that one. I'm pretty sure you'll kill me on that game.
That one I actually have a little bit more experience
I have absolutely no doubt that I will get my ass beat down in Mortal Kombat.
I got to say, the arcade version as opposed to the console version is completely different.
I only ever played arcade much. I bought this because I like the arcade game. So, but I've only played this a couple times. But I did like it in the arcade. It was fun.
It is fun. And
get over here!
Getting to have everyone around you humiliated from you screaming at them. Yeah, that 10-year-old was crying really bad.
Ooh. That's not nice.
That's why I try my best not to do online gaming anymore because of my mouth.
Well, you know what? You're in your 20s.
Yes.
And you're allowed to have that mouth. I have been told by 9-year-olds to eat my shit. So I think you're probably fine on Xbox Live.
No, I've told them, team kill this fucker.
Yeah. So.
Sorry for the expletives, but that was not what I told them.
It's all good.
Everyone fought, though, and they team killed him immediately.
Nice.
Same thing with Borderlands.
Ooh, I got Borderlands, too. I got Borderlands and Borderlands, too. But
sorry, this thing is amusing me so greatly.
Squeeze him. He's fun when you squeeze him. He's like, wah.
This is so happy.
Oh my god. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna keep playing. Screw this. We're done with the podcast, but we'll see you next time, Internet. We're gonna go back to playing. What are we gonna go back and play?
Dude,
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
All right.
Hell yeah.
See you next time.
Woo!
So, RJ, I want to talk about CES because, of course, it's January. It's the time for CES, and this is kind of a techie type podcast.
You know why you really want to talk about CES? Because you're really excited about that new Audi.
So, for those who don't know, I own an Audi. I love my Q5. It's a great car, but Audi had a car drive itself on stage at CES this year.
Absolutely.
The new A7 for 2015. Now, this is it won't drive itself, although that is what that car was.
I was going to say, that's where they're going with it.
And that was a 2015 A7 that drove itself on stage. It just had the additional,
it had the cool computer robot brain.
Now, one of the other things that it also had,
which is awesome,
it was a full LCD instrument cluster. So your GPS is down in your HUD, your speedometer, it's all, and you can move stuff around.
The biggest thing is car manufacturers finally understood that we need to see what's directly in front of us instead of moving to 4 different places. So they put it all right there. It's just in your face.
And not to take away from Audi, because I am an Audi fan, but there were a lot of really good car innovations this year, which surprised me. So there was a company that was working with a Ford Flex. It's not Ford. I don't remember the name of the company. I'll need to look it up. But they were doing self-driving, self-parking cars, which Lexus actually did a few years ago. Audi with the self-driving cars. You had Ford with their upgraded My Ford Link was at CES, because they're doing apps finally in the car. GM is doing apps in the car. GM and Audi both are doing Android, and they're both doing LTE with AT&T. So those were announced at CES.
Did you hear what the Porsche is doing this year?
I'd actually missed the Porsche.
Unwreckable, don't catch on fire cars.
Oh, see. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a classy person, people.
He's really not.
All your hate mail directed to me, RedJeans at thatstupodcast.com. Right. Anyway, sorry about that.
So, like I said, a big Audi fan. The car, I mean, if you just... First of all, I like the A7. I think the A-Series, the A7, the A8, and the new A8 for 2015, even though not CES, it really is.
It really is.
But they had the new laser headlights in that A7 that are just... We'll never get them because in the United States, they don't let that shit
illegal.
pass.
Yeah, because, we may shoot planes down from the sky or something like that.
Just incredible headlights. So,
and they don't give you the... You know who I'm talking about. People out there with your stupid blue headlights that are like ungodly bright. Lights. Stop it. And then that's my thing is those lights aren't
They're not
that.
They're not going to blind the people
you.
Coming at you. Absolutely. So big fan of that car. Of course, it also had their new TDI engine, the upgraded diesel, which Audi's known for their turbo diesel.
For their turbo diesel for a long time.
I'm a big Audi fan, and if I keep talking about the car, I'm just going to start talking about Audi, so I'll stop. And I think maybe now we want to talk about some of the other stuff at CES that I have a kind of my top list, and that obviously was the top one. But did you see the Samsung TVs, the new 4K displays that they were doing?
All right, so I'm RJ, and I'm here for the new Samsung 4K curved televisions. And the type is all off. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I can't do this.
Oh, okay. So that was RJ. Thank you, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, for RJ for joining us, and yeah.
And that's what happened at CES with Michael Bay.
Yeah. Wow. I mean,
God, it was awkward. It was so painful. It's literally just watching me walk away. It was painful, and he was the most awkward person.
You'd think somebody in Hollywood that's been around actors their entire. I know he's not an actor, but
he's a director. You have to be able to tell people how to act.
Right.
And he was just thrown off by a teleprompter. A
teleprompter being wrong.
Of all things.
A teleprompter. Really? A teleprompter?
Yeah. I mean, it was really bad. You should go check it out. It's about a minute video.
Yeah.
It's on the YouTubes. You can go look it up. Maybe we'll throw a link in there or something. Yeah. But it's really painful to watch.
Absolutely.
And you kind of almost feel bad for him. But you don't, because it's Michael Bay, and he's kind of a douche, and he loves to ruin your childhood. So
he does love to ruin your childhood.
But with that, I do have curved TVs. Why? Why are we doing curved TVs?
So I'm going to defend the curved TV a little bit, right? So for a small television, curved display doesn't make much sense.
Nope.
But when you get to 80, 90, 100, and 120 inches of television, because these new screens you can sit much closer to. This isn't the screen from 20 years ago where you had to sit however many feet back. I have a 55-inch TV on my wall. I sit 7 or 8 feet from it.
I have a 61-inch in my room, and I'm maybe 3 feet away from it.
Right, because it doesn't hurt your eyes, because the picture's clear. Now, take that TV, jump it to 80 to 85 to 90 inches.
I understand when you're
now outside your periphery a little bit.
I guess the cinematic display does need... But I mean,
why do you think the IMAX
I was going to say that's why IMAX does it.
Right.
And I think it's a cool... Don't get me wrong, it is a very cool innovation that we can take glass and, alloys and things like that and... Oh, we're just gonna bend it because I mean they had the roll up cell phone as well this year, which was
that's only the little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, so Samsung and LG both are doing curved TVs, of course. There's a bendable display, the first bendable, not curved, but actually bendable, literally 4K displays coming out later this year. They said we'll see.
So what's the big size on TVs that are out? The biggest.
Oh my God! First of all, big ass TVs were everywhere at CES this year. I mean,
everybody loves TV.
And so I want to talk about last year's CES for 20 seconds, and we'll jump to this year. So at the CES last year, Samsung said, we're going to launch this 105-inch display by the end of 2013. Mm-hmm. It came out December 30th.
Yeah, I know. It's like, rip, squeaking by.
Yeah. So this year, we have a 120-inch, 3D ready, no glasses required, 4K display. It looks ridiculous.
I don't like no glasses 3D.
I love no glasses 3D.
Have you tried to play a 3DS? It's painful.
That's crap technology by comparison.
But
seriously, that doesn't even compare. Technology-wise, that doesn't even compare.
I don't think I'm ready for that yet. I also don't give a crap about 3D television.
Most of the world doesn't. I mean, the only reason I have a 3D TV is because TVs are just 3D now.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, I don't do that much 3D watching either for the same reason. I mean, it is what it is, but it is a technology that I think without the glasses, that it will come around for certain movies. We're not all going to even when you don't require glasses, going to watch 3D all the time.
No, I would never.
But if you ever watched a football game in 3D,
I do like that. Was the one thing. Yeah, when it's shot in 3D, it is really cool.
Absolutely
and I do watch a lot of football.
So,
which apparently people think is weird because I'm a nerd. So I don't know.
Nerds are allowed to watch football.
That's what I think. So Sony's got the 4K Handycam, and
4K
that's cool.
Handycam, and it's like it's under $2,000.
Which is, if you've ever, and people out there, you can tell me I'm crazy, red cameras, what Hollywood is using when they invented these cameras. Red cameras originally cost about $12,000 when they first came out.
Right.
They still will cost you up to that for some of the lenses and all the tack rails and things like that. But I mean, that's specifically what Peter Jackson films on.
But your prosumer series cameras now are
so
like,
cheap in comparison.
Like the Canon Vixia HF G20s and G30s, then the Handycams from Sony. These are the I forget the Panasonic line now, but the prosumer cameras, which we'll be shooting with eventually. Right now we're shooting with I'm shooting with a Canon, but it's a DSLR. We're using in video mode. Our upgrade will probably be either a G10, a G20, or a G30, I think, from Canon. That's what I've been looking at. So, those are $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. This is a 4K. Now, I'm not going to go 4K for
We're not going 4K. That's no.
It's just stupid. But
now for porn, that's a different.
No. There is a certain. I don't know if I like porn in HD, to be honest with you.
I don't ever want to see that. Nothing should be that clear.
Yeah, really.
Ever.
It really shouldn't. So, but I mean,
now what I'm thinking. Vision.
It's the price, though. I mean, the fact that they're getting those 4K Handycams down to $2,000 means that when I go to upgrade our camera, I'm going to be able to save a lot of money on it.
You'll often hear
That's why I like the 4K TVs. When I mounted my TV on my wall, you saw my in-wall speakers. I mounted those Pioneer Elites in wall. They're built where they are so I can put an 85-inch display on the wall.
Absolutely.
And next year is probably the year to buy.
You're going to move it up?
Because right now the 85-inch displays are down to about $3,800.
Well, I like to use
where I want them next year.
You've probably heard the phrase "shit rolls downhill,"
right?
But in consumer electronics, that's a very good thing because when they come out with new stuff, everything else takes a huge price cut. Right. I mean, I bought my 61-inch this year. 61-inch, super thin LED smart TV.
I would think.
I probably paid,
or even less, maybe
in total, everything, tax and all. This was on Black Friday.
Oh yeah, you did
$750.
Yeah.
I mean that's a great.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, and speaking of prices, Vizio has their 4K television out.
Right. $1,000.
Yes, $1,000. $999, and that's the cheapest 4K television.
And because of that, Polaroid's actually thinking about, not that I want a Polaroid TV,
but they're going to drop
the price of their $1,000 4K.
Because you know who I trust to make my televisions? Film companies.
Yeah, not so
Wait
much.
a minute.
But I do like that Vizio TV. I like Vizio. I mean, I've got.
I love Vizio.
I have two Vizio
I as well.
Yeah. No, my 55 is an LG, but the 32 that I have in both my office and my master bedroom, they're Vizio TVs.
Well, I have the Vizio. I have a 42 and a 61 in the house.
Yep.
And a lot of people tell you that they die and they have problems and blah. And I mean, it doesn't matter who you go with.
Every company, Vizio makes a good quality TV.
Vizio makes for the price. You can't beat it, and they have a great warranty too. There's an in-home warranty. They have some dude come to your house and fix your stuff.
Mr. Vizio comes to your house.
Literally.
Speaking of Mr. Vizio, and this isn't about anything specific to CES, do you know who the new Maytag man is?
No, I didn't know we had a new Maytag
Colin Ferguson from Eureka.
Really?
Yeah. Go watch that on YouTube, seriously.
I'm gonna have to check that out myself.
So, moving on, a couple of things that I wanted to hit. Since we're on TVs, I'll move to this. Roku is jumping in. They hooked up with a TV manufacturer.
Service,
they're doing a Roku television. I know Roku's trying to hold on because I said this before.
They're 5 minutes away from death.
I said this before, and I love Roku. I have a Roku 3 and a Roku 2 and a Roku 2 XS. I have 3 freaking Rokus.
He owns way too many Rokus.
I love Roku, and I keep saying this, but as soon as Apple gets an app store for that Apple TV, Roku
that thing is dead. Sorry, guys, but yeah, and because people will pay out the butt to buy an Apple product.
You're not paying out the butt, though.
Apple
TV's $100.
Is it?
$99 is what you'll pay for an Apple TV. $89 when it's on sale is what you'll pay for Roku 3. $99 when it's not.
Everybody will buy an Apple instead just because they know the brand name.
And it's the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to save the $10 and, I'm not going to go with Apple.
So once that app store hits, I think Roku's done. And it's nice to see them. It's nice to see them innovating. I mean,
I'm still glad they're trying.
They did the streaming stick last year, which I actually thought was a pretty cool little innovation. They got the TV this year.
You're talking about the Chromecast kind of a thing?
Yeah, it's a Chromecast kind of thing, but it's a full size Roku in a little bitty USB.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's and you can put them into projectors and stuff like that. So I think that's cool. And then lastly, the next big thing, and this is great for mobiles because we game on mobiles a lot.
Absolutely.
I game and I don't mean just like shakes and fidgets, which we do both play because it doesn't require a lot of animation, but I play Infinity Blade.
I love Infinity Blade series. Keep making those because I love those games.
Yeah,
I've sunk too many hours of my life into that.
But the thing about those games is, it took 5 years for the Unreal Engine, the Unreal 2 engine to get to the iPad, right? The Unreal 3 engine.
It was literally it just came out last year, and now it's
ready to go to mobile soon. Mm-hmm. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because NVIDIA just launched the Tegra, or however you say it, Tegra K1. It's a dual-core CPU, which doesn't sound like a big deal.
It is in phones,
when I tell you It has 192 CUDA cores.
And if you don't know what a CUDA core is, one core is that can handle one job of processing
for video.
So imagine that if you've got 192 different processes running in the background,
for 3D video,
it will split those across each individual processor, so it just dedicates all its...
And I'm going to put this in an even more layman term for you guys. How many of you guys own an Xbox? Think to yourself, an Xbox 360. And I don't mean the Xbox One. How many guys own an Xbox 360?
In that thing.
What do you like? You like the graphics? Because I mean, let's face it,
Xbox
360 is awesome.
Good graphics. Yeah.
This is a better graphic chip on a mobile device.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an Android first, obviously. I'm really hoping that Apple pays attention.
Well, I do want to mention something.
Probably the i7 or whatever.
They did test a lot of these things. Gizmodo does a lot of very good testing, and they chalked this thing up. The iPhone 5S said that it was better than the Galaxy S4
for video. And
for 3D. A lot of things, just for processing wise.
They
were like, well, the processor's bigger than this. I'm like, it's not about how big it is necessarily. Right. This is a dual core, but it clocked as one of the fastest processors that was out there.
Yep.
And that's because it's 64-bit. It does everything different,
Right.
So for this to be happening, everyone's like, "Oh, it's dual core."
Right.
It doesn't matter.
So, and then to give you just one more step, the K1 is all ready to support Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, which is huge. And they did the test. I mean, they showed the video of it, and it looks amazing.
It's mind blowing how amazing it looks. I want Apple so badly to latch onto this. Probably not for the iPhone 6, obviously, because it's already in the production
line. It'll be in
line.
6S, I guarantee it.
Or the 7. But, I mean, whichever. Because it's going to be in the Android devices. You're going to see it this year in an Android device. That's no question. It's how long it's going to be before you see it
everybody else picks it up. Yeah, so, you've got it in your iPad, which is a lot of people do. Most of their mobile gaming.
Yep. So those are just some of the things. CES, it's obviously not everything. God, CES is huge.
It is.
I don't know. Maybe we'll go next year.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. We'll see. So,
all right, well, that's our CES roundup of things for this year. Yeah. Stick with us. Maybe we'll actually be here to do this next year.
It'd be kind of great.
Be awesome.
Awesome. Hey, so I want to introduce everybody to the internet, to Casey. Casey, internet, Casey.
Hi, internet.
So Casey's a little bit of a book geek.
Little bit. Kind of pathetic.
Kind of a bookworm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with the obvious question, since you're a book geek. What's your favorite book?
Wow. Okay.
Is that if that's even something you can answer? Because I know that's it's like asking me what my favorite song is. But.
It's a hard question, but I think if I had to narrow it down, I'm gonna have to go Pride and Prejudice. I'm gonna have to go old school with it.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yes.
I liked Pride and Prejudice. It's good and thick. It makes great kindling. Starts a fire, burns for hours.
Okay, Nazi. Only Nazis burn books.
I'm kidding. The only book I would ever burn is War and Peace. Because it literally is this freaking...
No, that will keep you alive.
So,
like if you're ever in the wilderness.
So Pride and Prejudice... No, actually, it's a good book. It is a good book.
It is.
So, what is your favorite genre of book?
Why, I am a fan of historical novels, historical romances. Not the Harlequin stuff. Not the women in lacy shirts and men in pirate gear, but... I like historical books, but I'm also a really big fan of, I guess, vampire fiction.
Oh, vampire fiction.
Vampire fiction. One of those.
So is this where I get to insert a funny Twilight joke?
You can. Go ahead.
Because
I've heard them all.
Twilight, I mean...
It's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. I promise it's not. The movies made them really bad.
I obviously haven't read the books, but I did have to unfortunately sit through the first Twilight movie. I was dating a girl at the time that was into Twilight, and I got forced to watch the first one. And like 6 minutes in, I kind of vomited a little in my mouth. It's just... That movie single-handedly set women back like a million years, because y'all just went stupid in that movie.
Yeah... The cardinal rule of any kind of literature is never judge a book by its movie. You really can't.
I agree with that.
You can't tell what you're getting
I agree with that.
in a series or a book based on what some producer or director has decided to...
So let's talk about vampire fiction for a minute. Okay. So I don't read that much vampire fiction, but I do like some. I mean, I'm a True Blood fan, so I've been reading the Sookie Stackhouse novels.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of watching the show first and then starting to try and read the books.
It makes it a lot harder.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what I had to do was I have to now this is what I've been doing. I wait for the season to end and then I go back and read the book, because I realized, and it wasn't but like 3 or 4 chapters into the first book when they killed Lafayette in the book.
No!
Like, he's like my favorite character in the friggin' show, True Blood, and he's the guy who's in the back of Sheriff Belfleur's car, not the crazy what's-her-face lady.
Crazy voodoo lady.
Voodoo lady, yeah. So I was like, oh, this is... And of course, Tara's not really friends with Sookie in the book, and I'm like, my mind started...
Blown.
But they're great books. Like, those are... So I get the vampire fiction, I do. So, other than Twilight and the Sookie Stackhouse novels, give me some vampire fiction.
Well, there are a lot of great series out there for anyone who doesn't really know what they're getting into. Anything by J.R. Ward, anything by Maggie Shane, Sherilyn Kenyon, Amanda Ashley, Susan Squires. Those are all really great vampire series.
So what is it about vampire fiction that you like? I mean, what is the... I mean, obviously, if we're talking True Blood, it's... I mean, let's all be honest.
It's the nakedness.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I mean...
It's the nakedness.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Anna Paquin and all because she's hot, but blonde dude, big, tall Nordic blonde guy. What's the actor's
Eric
name?
Northman is the name
Eric
of the
Northman, but I can't remember the actor's name. Alexander what? Skarsgård.
That is one fine
He's a good-looking man. I'm not
is.
gonna lie. He's so that's a great show, and those are great books. So I get that. So for me, I like the vampire. I mean, I like fiction. I like mostly science fiction, mindlessly. Minusly. I don't know where that light came from.
Minusly.
Mind you, I didn't even know. So I can see why. So with vampire fiction, I can see why you would like it. But I guess for me, there's so many different, when it gets into vampire fiction, this is why I wanted to talk to you, there's so many different lore.
There are a lot of different subgenres.
It's like unbelievable. Like, you've got vampires that walk in the day who sparkle. I'm making the Twilight joke, sorry. Vampires don't sparkle, damn it. I bet you do. You have daywalkers, you have vampires that came from God. You have vampires that came from disease. You have vampires. It's just...
There are several different vampire origin myths, depending on who you read, that kind of gives you a different version of the vampire.
Lilith, damn it. I'm just saying.
Not so much.
That was her name, right? Lilith, the True Blood vampire, the god of vampires. That, by the way, that's not in the books. If you read the books, like by the time that season rolls around, that show had just gone like
completely left field. Yeah, no idea where they were going.
Because at least the first season, each episode was kind of like a chapter, which is why it was so hard to read. But by the third or fourth season, I'm reading the books and I'm like,
they're just doing their own thing at this point.
Yeah, this is all so.
I guess for me, the appeal lies in reading as an escape. It's escapism. You read books to be someone else or to be somewhere else, and to kind of step outside your own life for a while. And to me, there's nothing less mundane than an immortal creature who lives forever, drinks blood.
Well, who doesn't want to live forever?
Exactly. And fly. And super strength. So for me, it's being able to transport yourself into another world and take a step outside yourself. And to me, that's the appeal of it.
Cool. So let's dig into one book for just a minute.
Okay.
You get to pick.
Okay.
This is your thing. So we're going to stick with vampire fiction. Give me your favorite vampire fiction book. Doesn't even have to be the whole series. You can go right down to a single book if you want to. And let's talk about that book for just a minute.
Okay. Well, my favorite book from my favorite series is probably an Anne Rice book, Queen of the Damned. Probably hands down my favorite vampire book.
Well, you're just going right to the. I mean, yeah, that's a good book.
I'm gonna have to say Queen of the Damned.
Yeah. And of course, I get sad every time I read Queen of the Damned because that was the movie they were shooting when what was her name?
Aaliyah. And again, with this, do not judge a book by its movie.
No, the movie's horrible.
Horrible movie. Really kick-ass book.
Yeah. So talk to me. For anybody who hasn't read the book. This is now you're selling Queen of the Damned. It's your favorite book in your favorite vampire series. Let's get to it.
The greatest thing about this book is Anne Rice gives her own version of the origin story. Where did vampires come from in her universe? And the entire book spans about 6,000 years. Going back.
Just a short time.
Oh, yeah, just, little blurb. But going back to the beginning, and you get to see the progression of vampirism. And not only that, but you get a lot of really awesome side stories. A lot of different threads weaving in to what becomes the final battle for mankind.
So how did Anne Rice define where the origin of vampires came from then?
Well, in her world, in her mythology, vampires were created when a spirit, not necessarily a demon because there were no demons, a spirit invades the body of Akasha. She lays dying and the spirit invades her body and weds his minuscule physical form to her core, her heart.
Is that a dick joke?
Little minuscule form. He had some performance issues.
Aww.
He was a little jealous, so, you know, he had to do what he had to do. But anyway, and that creates the first vampire. His soul, her core.
Wow.
Bam, vampire.
Interesting. So, let's leave vampire for just a second. What's the next? I know you're into horror.
I am.
Obviously. But even though this isn't a genre, I'm going to go straight to a single book. I know that you read 50 Shades of Grey.
It's actually 3 books. Thank you.
Sorry. I haven't read it, obviously. If that didn't make it obvious,
It gave it away.
I haven't read 50 Shades of Grey, and it's not that I don't necessarily want to read 50 Shades of Grey. It's not high on my list. It's porn for the mind. I mean, let's be honest.
It's word porn.
So
it is word porn.
So there's this. And by the way, there's this YouTube video. I just need to interject for a minute. Gilbert Gottfried reading from 50 Shades of Grey. You seriously need to watch that. If you haven't, you need to watch that. So
and never get turned on again.
Oh yeah.
After having seen the video.
Yeah, you won't have sex for like a week because you'll be like, yeah.
All you'll hear is Gilbert Gottfried in the back of your head going, "That feels so good." Yeah, it'd be horrible.
It's just, but it's still worth the watch. So 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes.
I need help because since I haven't read the book, I don't understand the allure. I mean, granted, and I mean at the surface I do. I watch porn, so I get that. But what I'm saying is, it's a romance novel to me, but it's not. Everybody tells me says it's not a romance novel, because I always think romance novels. I'm talking like the cheesy. They've got
the Harlequin covers.
Yeah, right with Fabio
and the hair blowing.
That's always what I assume, right? Yeah. So tell me about 50 Shades of Grey. Why it's so amazing. What you loved about it, and sell me on the book.
Okay, it is porn. It's women porn, and unlike men, women need a little more sometimes to kind of get the engine going.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
We take a little more work. We're a little more complicated.
Yeah.
Not that you would know, but... Oh, burn.
Man, she got jokes.
But it is kind of a love story.
Okay.
It is sort of about this man and this woman, and I think what appeals to women is it's the classic bad boy syndrome. You take this man, he's emotionally unavailable, he's domineering, he's kind of an asshole,
so she's
and
in love
women
with
want
him.
To change him.
Right.
We can be the one to save these men from themselves. And that's, I think, a big allure of the book is...
Well, there's escapism right there, because that shit don't happen in the real world.
And, of course, he's a gazillionaire, and he's beautiful and young. And
right.
And I think every woman, on some level, wants to be dominated. Now, let me finish that out a little bit. So many women nowadays have...
No, I think we're good. We can cut right there. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Well, so many women nowadays have taken on these roles of... the breadwinner. They're in careers they never were in before.
Right.
You know, they're more powerful, they're more in control of their own lives, and that's all to a good. But that creates in a lot of women a sense that you have to be in control all the time. I know, me personally, I feel like there's so much I have to get done. If I want to be empowered and I want to be a woman, I have to be in charge constantly. And so 50 Shades of Grey, where there is a loss of control, you're being subdued a little bit. Someone else gets to take the reins. And I think that appeals to a lot of women on an emotional level, is the idea that you can give up for a little while and not have to be strong.
Interesting.
And it's hot. It's hot.
So it's 3 books. So 3 big books, I assume?
Mediocre books.
Medium-sized?
Medium-sized books.
Medium-sized books, okay. So women porn.
Women porn.
Submission.
Yes.
Or submissive, maybe.
Submissive behavior.
Okay, all right.
And a little bit of romance.
A little bit of romance. 50 Shades of Grey. Sounds like I'm never going to read 50 Shades of Grey. Let's just be honest. Sorry.
I'd be a little weirded out if you did, to be honest.
Yeah, so.
Men reading that book is just kind of creepy.
But what I do want you to do is now give me what should I read? So, I'm going to tell you a little bit of books I've been reading lately and what I'm going to start reading, and I want you to give me a recommendation. So, all right. One of the books I finished very recently was a book where the protagonist of the book, his name is Hiro, which I just think is hilarious, right? Hiro Nakamura, I think is his full name. He's not Japanese. He's like Japanese American-ish.
Okay.
But the name of the book, and it just slipped my head. Neil Stephenson wrote it. It's Snow Crash. Thank you. So Snow Crash is a great little book. It's science fiction meets religion a little bit. So it's the metaverse is like the internet and the Matrix together. Like you put VR goggles on and you walk around the internet and talk to people. And Snow Crash is a drug that's both in real life and on the internet. Like it, yeah. So it
kind of comes in both ways. Okay.
So, and I don't want to say any much more because it honestly is a great book. If you like science fiction with a little religious overtone, it's a great book. A book I'm reading right now and almost finished is Year Zero. It was recommended by a couple friends of mine. The quick plot, essentially, all of the universe is in love with our music, our being Earth music.
Wow, what is wrong with the universe?
And well, apparently, of all of the divine arts, everyone sucks at music except for planet Earth, apparently, in the whole of the universe.
And we brought you dubstep.
And it started with Welcome Back, Kotter. The Welcome Back, Kotter theme started the movement. And apparently the universe has been pirating our music for, 30 or 40 years, and they owe us all the wealth of the universe in copyright violation fines.
Nice.
It's a great book. And if you don't have time to read it, I suggest the audiobook. I actually bought both I bought the Kindle edition and the audiobook. The audiobook is read by John Hodgins. For those of you who don't know who that is, if you remember the Mac versus PC commercials, he was the PC. Remember the PC guy?
Yes. Okay.
He's hilarious,
awesome.
and he really does a good job. His name and him being not John Hodgins, but the protagonist in that book is Nick Carter, and of course that name will sound familiar for those of you who are Backstreet Boys fans.
Wow.
But he's a lawyer, and he's confused though because the aliens thought he was Nick Carter, the Backstreet Boy. It's just
doesn't
hilarious.
Dance and croon?
He does sing, actually. He does sing because he takes advantage of the fact that they think he's Nick Carter at one point. So it's a great book. So that one I'm almost done reading. So those are the kinds of books I like. I'm Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, huge fan.
Very, very sci-fi.
Yeah, very, very sci-fi. But I do read, like I said, although with Douglas Adams, even though technically Dirk Gently's not sci-fi, since it's Douglas Adams, it's still in that genre. And Year Zero is very Douglas Adams-y. For those of you who like Douglas Adams, another reason to read that book. It's written in that style. Obviously, that author, and I forget his name, I feel bad, was a DNA fan. But I like, but I've been told by everyone, and the series I'm getting ready to start reading, actually your fiance was one of the many people who recommended this series of books, is the Dresden Files. So I'm going to start reading those pretty soon. But in between all that, what do you think my next book should be?
Well, to get you a little bit outside of the science fiction,
right? That's the idea.
A book I would recommend to anyone maybe not really familiar with sort of the occult or the paranormal, the romance, is Deborah Harkness has a really great series called the All Souls trilogy. Okay. And the first book is called A Discovery of Witches. And you kind of get a lot of everything. You get a little bit of romance, you get some action, you get vampires, you get witches, and you get a lot of intrigue. So I would definitely recommend that to almost anybody to start feeling your way into a genre. So
on a scale of 1 to Charmed, because that's my only witch of reference at the moment, where would you put... I like Charmed, damn it, I'm sorry. They got me. Damn you, WB.
The power of 3.
But here's why they got me, because I was flipping channels many years ago.
Milano, wasn't it?
It really was.
It was Alyssa Milano. I knew it.
It was a hot girl on the TV show, and then it was another hot girl on a TV show, and it was really Holly Marie Combs. I'm going to not lie, but yeah. But then I found myself like watching the show, and like crap. And I watched.
And now you're hooked. They pull you in like that.
They really did. So
I chick out there.
I even bought like the anniversary edition. I have it's like all the DVDs.
Box set?
Yeah, and they're in the book of the Charm book, the Book of Shadows.
Yeah, the book of,
so the whole thing looks like a book. I'll have to show it to you a little bit later.
Yeah, I'm totally gonna.
So we're gonna do a viewing party at some point because my friend Beth's already said she wants to do it. So on a scale of 1 to Charm, that's my witch. That and maybe the movie. With Neve Campbell and
Neve Campbell.
The Cure, the cult. What was it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, high school, 3 girls. They were Wiccan.
The Craft. Okay, yeah. Okay.
That's it.
I would say it's a little more The Craft, a little less charmed.
All right. Well, I would like it then because I like The Craft. I thought that was a good movie.
Yeah, I mean.
The chick from The Mentalist, by the way, was in The Craft. She was the good witch that ended up keeping her powers at the end. And when I always make those like connections occasionally, and it just like because Rebecca Tooney, is that her name? Something like that? I don't know. But I'd watched The Mentalist for 3 seasons before I finally made that connection. I just always would look at this woman and go, I know this girl.
You from somewhere. Who are you?
And then I saw The Craft again, and I was like, hey, that's the Mentalist chick. And so...
Well, I mean, the books, the Deborah Harkness books, are a little more Wicca and witchcraft as a religion, as opposed to I can move things with my mind. There's still power there, and they can still make things happen, but it is more...
It's more about literally the occult then.
Yeah, it's a little more of traditional Wiccan, I guess. Like it.
Well, I will have to add that to my...
add it to your list of must-reads.
My list of things to read. Of course, it's going to take me a year to read the damn Dresden Files, so it's going to be a while.
There's like a gazillion books in that series.
I think there's like 14 out, and there's going to be 20, 22 or something. I don't know. It's
you can get that done in a weekend. I mean, if you're dedicated, you can get that done in a weekend.
I cannot get that done in a weekend. So let's get some parting thoughts. So kind of just wrapping this up a little bit. You're into, obviously, a lot of different genres of books, but romance is one of them, horror is one of them. Are you into science fiction at all?
I can't say I've really probably given it enough of a chance. It always seemed a little geeky. I'm sorry.
So have you read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
I have not.
You need to read that. I will loan you my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I have all 5 books, plus the Dirk Gently novels, which you'll want to read after those, even because they're hilarious.
I may have to give them a chance.
Because seriously, you won't put them down. They're funny. They're so funny. If you're not laughing by like the 4th page of the first chapter, there's something wrong with you.
There's probably something wrong with me.
So, all right. Well, that's my book recommendation for you.
Okay.
You got one for me. And hopefully, we can do this again sometime.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I make no promises.
So if you like this segment, and more importantly, what you would like to see is her lead out with her book recommendations, maybe a little book report, her book of the week, if you will, that kind of thing. Let us know. Give us a call at 480-STUPID-9 or shoot us an email, show@thatstupidpodcast.com to see more Casey, the beautiful, beautiful redheaded
stepchild of this group of people.
So, Casey, I appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thank you, Stephen.
Say goodbye to the internet.
Bye, internet.
Don't do that.
That's not helping at all, is it?
No, it's really not, you dick.
Sorry.
All right, we're rolling. Oh, fuck. All right, ready?
Does he say I can't do this, or what does he?
Hold on.